All right, guys, today we have some absolutely massive news to talk about coming out of the League of Legends world. This is something that I think many people have maybe been expecting for some time or thought was coming this offseason or whatever. Maybe this will come as a shock or surprise to some people, especially based on the timing, but Fnatic tweeted this out today. They said, as we prepare for 2025, we're making changes to our management structure for Fnatic League of Legends. As a part of this, Javi will be stepping down from his role as team director at Fnatic. Now, if you don't know who Javi is, this is obviously Dardo, which again, I know a lot of people have been saying he needs to step down, or Fnatic should replace him, or Fnatic should move on from him, or whatever. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about what exactly is going on, why this change was made, and what the future maybe looks like for Fnatic as well. But of course, as always, just want to mention real quick, everything we're doing here on Cheap Esports is powered by Holy. These are great tasting energy drinks that also just so happen to be healthier than the competition. You guys should definitely go check out the first link in the description below to order some today. You can use discount code SE5 to get €5 off your first purchase, or SE10 to get 10% off your entire basket. So thank you so much to Holy for supporting us, and you guys should definitely go check them out and support them as well. With that being said, let's get right into this today. So, the rest of this tweet, they want to thank him for his years of dedication, commitment, and incredible effort he put into Fnatic League of Legends. We're excited to embrace this new chapter and push Fnatic to new heights. Now, again, Dardo has not been very, very popular with Fnatic fans over the past couple seasons for a couple of different reasons. Obviously, Fnatic is a very, very historic organization that, they've made it to a world final. They've won tons of LEC championships, but that has not been how things have gone over the past couple of years. That is not how things were there during Dardo's tenure. This has been an era of the LEC that's been really, really dominated by their main rival, obviously G2, but also some other teams have kind of snuck in there and been, competitive and even won LEC championships and stuff like that, but not Fnatic. So people have been, wanting Dardo out, wanting a fresh direction for the team, whether they think Dardo is good or bad or trash or whatever. At some point, as they keep falling short and keep, not getting it done, sometimes a fresh voice, a fresh face, or just a new vision can be really, really valuable. Also, my main criticism, one of the things why I think a lot of things were going wrong with Fnatic is not so much like their roster composition or that they weren't having good off seasons or signing good players. Fnatic has been consistently competitive, and under Dardo, they won a lot of games. They were, made it to a lot of finals. They did a lot of cool stuff. They're going to Worlds all the time. But for me, the biggest thing was, consistently having those breakdowns and meltdowns and dramas and crazy things going on. Like at some point, I think you have to start pointing some fingers at leadership, or trying to figure out what's going on behind the scenes. And again, that doesn't mean that it was all necessarily avoidable, or I'm not saying anything was Dardo's fault and necessarily or whatever, but I just think at some point when things kind of consistently keep happening, you might need a fresh face, you might need a new voice, and I think we see that all the time, when teams ultimately and organizations come up short of their goals and everything like that. So what is going on with this news? Why the heck is this happening? How does this even make sense? I know a lot of people wanted Dardo out before the offseason started, but now they've done the whole offseason and now he's out. Now they're making a change. This seems, the timing seems a little bit weird and strange. So Sam Matthews tweeted out, this is the founder and CEO of Fnatic. He said, one of the hardest working, committed, passionate, and true, always Fnatic. I know he would have loved to lift a trophy with you all, as would I. He gave it his all, and I want to thank him for his contribution to the Fnatic League of Legends team over many years. Thank you, Javi, and enjoy your time off. And then we got a statement from Dardo himself where he says, update on his future. And here's what he had to say. He says, to all Fnatic fans, I hope this message finds you well. I want to share a personal update with you regarding my role within Fnatic and what lies ahead for me. About a year and a half ago, I started a conversation with Fnatic about transitioning my responsibilities to find a healthier balance between my professional and personal life. At almost 36 years old and after almost a decade away from home, I've been reflecting more on the future and thinking about important milestones like building a family. So, hey, that's cool. That's exciting. He wants to start building a family. Obviously, esports is very, very time consuming, very, very demanding. And yeah, being around it for this long, we can definitely all feel for that. Very, very human aspect of this all. The past 5 years have been nothing short of intense. In my role, I've worn many hats, juggling responsibilities across strategy, operations, and team performance. Balancing these aspects within a single role has been incredibly demanding. My dedication to the team and my passion for this work led to an almost unending cycle of regional competitions, international tournaments, off-season negotiations, and year-long planning across multiple areas where finding time to step back, disconnect, and spend meaningful moments with my partner, family, and friends was at times almost impossible. After a lot of thought and with the right timing and setup now in place, Fnatic and I have found a solution that works for both of us, and at the end of January 2025, I will step down as team director for Fnatic's League of Legends team after taking a sabbatical, which is like a break, like a vacation. To recharge, I will transition to a different role within Fnatic. So he will no longer be in his current position, but he will still be with Fnatic. Obviously, I'm very curious to hear what his role with the team is going to be and how that's going to play out as well. But obviously, Fnatic getting a new team director will also be very, very interesting. And who that person is going to be and what their direction is going to be for the team should also be very interesting as well. Because obviously, that person is going to be under a ton of scrutiny as well. But also, this first year is really, still not even going to be their full vision because obviously, Sam Matthews and Dardo led this offseason, their signings, their team, all that stuff, the coaching staff. So they're going to kind of be inheriting somebody else's situation and then have to figure out going forward from here, which is a little bit of a strange foot to start off on, I would argue. On a different note with this transition, it's important for me to speak openly and humbly with you as I close the chapter. I want to start by saying how deeply sorry I am for not being able to bring home an LEC trophy during my time as team director. Despite the tireless efforts of our players, coaches, and staff, and my unwavering commitment to Fnatic's success, we came incredibly close, reaching 7 LEC finals, 7 finals with no titles. That's insane. That's absurd. And at some point, even if it was just like random, you'd think you'd win at least one during that time frame. So that is very, very, very strange. But again, I do think that might point some fingers towards some things maybe going wrong or some things maybe doing not so right behind the scenes. Because again, yes, G2 is insane. Yes, you're going up against Caps. Yes, you're going up against the best team, the best player in LEC history. But there's also been some eras where G2 hasn't maybe not been as strong, and some other teams snuck in there and did some cool things as well. But never Fnatic during this time, which is a little bit strange and at some point isn't good enough. As someone who loves this organization as much as I do, I share the pain of this unfulfilled goal and will carry it with me. That said, I leave with a mix of pride and regret. I'm proud of my work ethic, resilience, and contributions I've made across the areas to keep Fnatic at the forefront of competitive League of Legends, a challenge that has become increasingly difficult to achieve due to the intense competition, achieving a top 3 finish in 2022, 4 top 2 finishes in 2020, 21, 23, and 24, and securing 5 consecutive qualifications to Worlds. During my time here, I collaborated with Central Fnatic colleagues to improve the team's financial sustainability. That stuff is important as well. Evolve our contract structures and streamline legal processes. I led negotiations with agents to secure talented rookies and veterans from diverse backgrounds, work closely with players and coaches to enhance efficiency in our coaching structures, build relationships with other LEC teams, and manage our ties with Riot, as well as led on special projects such as overseeing the development of Fnatic's new office. So he definitely wore a lot of hats. He definitely did a lot of stuff. And again, Fnatic and Dardo's tenure with Fnatic has not been an absolute failure. It has not been terrible. This is not, Dardo's not the worst person in the world or anything like that. It's just, as far as the on the riff stuff, they won a lot of games. They did some cool things, but they ultimately did just keep kind of coming up short, which fans are definitely frustrated with. It has been a privilege to travel the world with this team, stand on the biggest stage of esports, celebrate victories with passion, and shed tears in defeat. Along the way, I've met countless amazing individuals who taught me invaluable lessons that I will carry forward. However, there's one regret that stands out above the rest. After a challenging start to 2023, despite my full commitment to turning things around, I withdrew from the public eye. I stopped engaging with fans and sharing my perspective on the challenges we face. In hindsight, I realized this was a mistake. This decision wasn't driven by arrogance, but a need to protect my mental health and focus all my energy on supporting the team, players, and coaches. However, I now recognize that I should probably have been more transparent, sharing the realities and challenges we face. Those would have been very, very cool stories to hear for sure. And maybe could have been situations where fans could have potentially been more understanding. Now, probably not, but maybe. However, I now recognize that I should have been more transparent, sharing the realities and challenges we face while continuing to shed light on my role and showing the human side of my journey. That would have been cool. I want to be clear. I understand the frustration, and I have nothing but respect and appreciation for Fnatic fans. While some criticism felt deeply personal, quite disproportionate, and lacking important context, often placing me as the sole focal point, I understand that it came from a place of passion for Fnatic, a passion I deeply share. To end, I never lost focus of what matters most, 2025. I've dedicated myself fully this offseason, and I'm super excited with the team I've helped to build for next year. I have full faith in Razor, Humanoid, and Oscar, along with the new additions and guidance of Grabs and Gax, leading Fnatic back to glory and to lift a trophy in 2025. Thank you to everyone who supported me and this team throughout my journey. #always Fnatic. So very crazy stuff. Obviously Fnatic fans over on the Fnatic Discord saying he was a really good director. G2 should sign him, which is hilarious. I cannot overstate my happiness with reading this. Christmas came early. People are definitely dancing on the grave of Dardo, which again, I do think some of the hate, some of the criticism, stuff like that, like he said, was probably disproportionate. It was probably unwarranted at times, was probably overly hated because I do think he did some good things. I think there was definitely some good moments. But I also do not think that like I said, a change of voice, a change of face, a change of overall vision and direction will be bad for Fnatic either, but this new era of Fnatic will definitely be interesting to see how it goes. And again, I think they're starting off with a very, very good roster. I think this roster, the coaching staff, the team is set up for success. They're set up to win, especially if G2 falters at all this year. But like I said, also at the same time, this was definitely a roster that Dardo and the team built, so it's still kind of their vision, at least for this year going forward. So I don't know, maybe the new era is not going to start till 2026, but either way, big news coming out of the LEC. Dardo taking a step back, going to remain Fnatic. Don't know what role he's going to be playing just yet. We'll have to wait and see. Pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.